Rules as code is a movement in the public sector that calls for representing the meaning of rules in machine executable formats. Blawx is a user-friendly web-based rules as code tool. It allows the creation of generative AI-powered agents that can use trustworthy symbolic encodings of rules to generate explainable, trustworthy answers to complex legal questions. Using Blawx involves 5 steps, which I will illustrate here with a sampling from a set of 3 rules relevant to procurement in the Government of Canada. The first step is providing the text of the relevant rules to Blawx. Blawx uses the text of the original legislation as the structure of your encoding, and in order to link explanations to the specific legislative text that grounds them. In this demo, I have provided the text of portions of Canada's Financial Administration Act, the Government Contracts Regulation, and the Directive on the Management of Procurement. The second step is setting out a vocabulary of categories and relationships that can be used in the encodings. Each describes how a fact of that kind is translated into natural language. This natural language version is used both in explanations and in encodings. The third step is to generate your encoding. This is done in a drag-and-drop visual coding environment and encodes one small piece of legislation at a time. Blawx also allows you to request a suggested encoding from generative AI, using generative and symbolic AI in combination to reduce the time and effort involved in formalization. Fourth, you test your encoding. This is done through a combination of questions and fact scenarios. Blawx provides access to some extremely sophisticated symbolic reasoning capabilities, including hypothetical reasoning, constraint satisfaction over infinite domains, explanations for negation, and abductive or reverse reasoning from conclusions to facts. It also provides every valid explanation under the rules for each answer it can obtain, making it possible to see, for example, where rules are having redundant effects. Lastly, you can expose your questions as an API endpoint that can be used by any other system that can generate facts in your vocabulary. Blawx lets you create generative AI-powered legal expert system agents. You create an interview, which is an agenda for a set of questions to ask, and the order in which to ask them. Then, to create an expert system chatbot, you simply specify an interview and a question to answer. You get an agentic chatbot using generative AI to interview the user for relevant facts. The agent translates those facts into a symbolic language and uses the Blawx reasoner to get trustworthy answers and causal explanations for those answers.